Now, the saying goes that there are two things that you can't avoid in life: death and taxes. Well, we've covered taxes in so many previous episodes, so today we're going to take a look at what happens when a loved one passes away here in Spain. So what do you need to do? Who do you need to contact when the time comes? So welcome to episode number 90 of 2 Minute Tuesday with Hundon Valley Homes, where we're going to talk about the practical steps that you need to follow when dealing with the passing of a loved one here in Spain. So perhaps with the ongoing coronavirus situation, we've been opened up to the reality of the world that we seem to be living in at the moment. And so inevitably some of the email requests that we've been receiving recently have been about what to do in the event of the passing of a loved one. Now, obviously when somebody passes away, we can find ourselves in a position when perhaps we're not too well prepared. So what we hope to do in this video is to give you the basic guidelines of what needs doing and with whom to do it, to make this difficult time a little bit easier. So what we've decided to do, we've decided to break it down into some logical steps in a timeline fashion. So in the very first instance, what you should do is you should inform the police. Now, normally you can call in your local or municipal police and they will decide if the guardian needs to be called. The police will be very sympathetic. They're going to help you as much as they can in the situation. So it will also help them if you have some basic information available to you. Now, you'll also need to contact your doctor, and this is because the doctor obviously needs to issue a death certificate to certify the cause of death. Now, if you have a funeral plan, now is the time to call them, as they're going to be able to assist you through the following stages. You can of course call them earlier if you want to, because they may be able to help organising things like the police or interpretation if required. Now, the funeral planners or the police will arrange for the body to be removed to a funeral parlour, a tanatorio, and the undertakers will come and do that. Now, at this point, you should start to think about actually registering the death with the local town hall or the civil registry, and this should be done within the first 24 hours. Now, again, if you've got a good funeral planner or undertaker, they're going to assist you with all aspects of this. This is a good time to point out that if you do actually already have a funeral plan, you should maybe check it now and see what your level of coverage is, or after seeing this video you decide to contact a funeral planner, that you're armed with the correct information to make a qualified decision on what they have to offer and the price. Now, if the death occurs in a hospital, for example, the administrative process will be slightly different. They will have their own procedures that they will follow, and in these instances, of course, they're going to assist you at this difficult time. However, again, it will always help if you have relevant information with you. Now, it's worth noting that funerals in Spain normally occur pretty quickly, generally between 24 and 72 hours following the death. However, this can be extended if required, and you would need to speak to the undertaker regarding how much time extra you would need and maybe any cost implications of delaying the funeral. Now, if you wish to take the body back to the country of origin, it's called repatriation, and it's important that you inform the doctor, the police and the undertaker regarding this. The deceased person's passport will of course be needed in order for the body to cross international borders. Now, you've got a couple of options with regards to burial or cremation here in Spain. Now, burial is normally done in a coffin, but it's put into a niche in a burial wall as opposed to in the ground. And of course, the alternative is that you can opt for a cremation. Now, again, your undertaker will talk you through all of the options available to you. Now, there are many funeral plans available on the market, and we don't like to use this platform to promote sort of one business over another. So please do your homework, do lots and lots of research, and perhaps speak maybe to friends or family or neighbours if they've got any knowledge of this subject. And finally, in previous episodes of 2 Minute Tuesday, we've covered Last Will and Testament. I think it was back in episode 51, if my memory serves me correctly. Yeah, 51. So perhaps it's worth taking a look to see after this episode and refresh yourself on that, because it'll help you in this time of great difficulty. Now, this is obviously a time in our lives that we tend to put to the back of our mind. However, a bit of forward planning will save you some very difficult choices at a time when really you don't really want to be dealing with bureaucracy and grief simultaneously. I hope you've found this week's episode informative. If you've got any questions, please feel to drop me a line to the details on the screen at the moment. On a lighter note to finish, I'd just like to thank you all for the great messages we receive and the encouragement at the end of every time we produce one of these videos. A big shout out to a chap called Gary, who's currently working in Somalia, hoping to move to the Hundon Valley later this year with his wife. He emailed me this morning. He watched 39 straight episodes of 2 Minute Tuesday in one day, and the following day he watched episode 59. So well done, Gary. I guess they haven't got Netflix in Somalia, so well done. So until the next episode, I wish you all good health, and we look forward to seeing you for the next episode of 2 Minute Tuesday with Hundon Valley very shortly.